Almost 1 year ago I had the very original idea to make the biggest base in hardcore Minecraft. After giving it some thought, I came up with 3 mandatory steps to complete a task of this gratitude. Step 1. You need space, a lot of it. For the overworld I've already completed the step, while the nether and end are soon to follow. Step 2. You need materials, more precisely blocks, which are usually crafted from items. How do you get those items? Well, making every farm sounds like a good starting point to me. Step 3. Build. I mean, what is left after having humongous amounts of space and every material imaginable? You can build whatever you want. Well, on my quest of making every farm in hardcore Minecraft, there are a few I want to construct at a greater scale. This video will be dedicated to those. Starting with the Guardian farm, there are a few things I want to consider. Where do I build it? And yeah, that's the only thing. The design is from Gnembon and I want to go all out with it. You'll see what I mean once it's done. For now I need some materials, not for the farm but for a world eater. Because I'm making it inside an ocean, I decided to mine the most outer layer and use water to prevent the walls from breaking. This also resulted in the perimeter looking like it's straight up world edited, but I've got everything recorded, so let's hop straight into the first time lapse. Alright, the trenches are done. The water was rather annoying, but this was the last time I had to deal with it. Now I just need to build the world eater and let it run. Perimeter done, wasn't too bad. Next I need to gather materials both for the farm and its nether counterpart. This includes 17,000 white glass, 9,000 smooth quartz slabs, 7,000 soul sand and 4,000 obsidian. Right now I have enough glass lying around, but in the future I'll probably make a gravity block duper. All the soul sand and quartz was traded with piglins and painfully smelted in a 46 furnace array that I definitely need to expand in the future. I still have 700,000 obsidian in my storage, so that's not a problem. The farm is super simple. The guardians spawn in bubble columns and get thrown into portals before falling down a drop chute in the nether. The problem is turning all the water into source blocks while leaving the edges flowing. This took some experimenting and a few thousand kelp, but after a while I got it done.
The sky is falling down. Been raining for centuries. They say that it's meant to be, meant to be. But you are not alone. And we're not out of hope. Walking out of the rain we go. Out of the rain, you know. We're running away from home. No, we can't stay no more. We leave this world behind. Out of the traces. No one can see our faces. No one can see what we're about to do.
I said I want to go all out with this farm, and because it's finally working, I can build a decoration for the entire perimeter. Yes, you heard me right. I've made the entire decoration myself, and in the future I'll remember to record the design process of it, I promise. It requires a lot more blocks than I thought, so I did end up making the gravity block duper, but that will be in the next video. What I did record is the material gathering and actual building of the decoration. Let's go!
The sky is falling down. Been raining for centuries. They say that it's meant to be, meant to be. But you are not alone. And we're not out of hope. We'll get out of the rain we go. Out of the rain, you know. We're running away from home. No, we can't stay no more. We leave this world behind. Out of the rain, you know. We're running away from home. And no, we can't stay. We're on our way, and then one day we're gone. Far beyond the raindrops. Far beyond the raindrops. And you know they'll trace us. We gotta hide our traces. No one can see our faces. No one can see what we're about to do. The sky is falling down. Trapped in reality. On our way to insanity. On our way. But you are not alone. And we're not out of hope. We'll get out of the rain we go. Out of the rain, you know. We're running away from home. No, we can't stay no more. We leave this world behind. Out of the rain, you know. We're running away from home. No, we can't stay. We're on our way, and then one day we're gone. Far beyond the raindrops. Far beyond the raindrops. Far beyond the raindrops.
The first and hardest farm of the video is done, and the following ones will get increasingly easier. After building a huge storage, my iron supplies are lower than the amount of original hardcore videos on YouTube. The solution: an iron farm. I honestly don't understand why people struggle with big projects like this. Most of them follow a line of steps you can complete one by one. For the iron farm I need a location? Check. Flat space? Check. Iron farm design? Check. Complete overkill on its size? Also check. Great, that was quite simple, and I can start to get the materials, as always. 18,000 items, and using Lightmatica, I'll just work my way down the list, starting with the highest item count. And this is usually how I tackle any big project, no matter its size. Right now I just look at one of the items and quickly think of the fastest and easiest way to get it. For example, throwing stone into my furnace array gives me smooth stone, and boom, next item. As advertised on YouTube, this is one of the most compact iron farms, and even though the rates are quite bad in 1.19, I didn't update yet. So as always, it's all part of the plan, and I will update once I completed everything in 1.18. One of these makes around 11,000 iron per hour, times 4 equals 44,000 per hour, which would actually be the fastest at the time of production. I just have to build it now.
Sometimes it feels like I'm living a dream, but I know that it's real 'cause I'm still fighting for it. Yeah, it feels like I'm living a dream, but I know that it's real 'cause I'm still fighting for it. I guess I got a body on my head now, but I don't even take it like a threat now. That's how they be playing the game. See the rhythm of the night from the edge now, but I ain't even trying to break a sweat now, 'cause I got another dragon to slay.
That was pretty simple, and I'll worry about the nether side later. Here comes the annoying bit. Each farm needs 72 villagers, so almost 300 for all farms. Oh god. I quickly found using a conventional breeder is too slow, so I'll just do it by hand and hope for the best. As it turns out, that was a rather good decision and didn't end with all villagers running around causing mayhem. To move the villagers into each farm, I laid a minecart track going up the bottom of them, and at nighttime they would automatically go into their pods. Eventually I became faster and faster, taking only 2 in-game days for the last farm. How do these things produce iron now? Well, that's a great question. The answer? 8 pillagers. Quickly stole some from this outpost and waited absolute ages until their crossbows broke. I split them into a few badges and moved them into each farm using boats and a lot of pistons. After a simple nether site was built, I added some water streams and a good shulkerbox loader. Nice, the farm is done and I let it run for 100 hours or so. Let's not waste any time, with the next farm being a 72,000 per hour ice farm. Why do I need so much ice though? Well, I need it for building, farms, highways, decoration, basically everything. This is the poor man's ice farm made by Fallen Breath. Simple to build and doesn't require infinite amounts of materials. Now that I like. Material list looking okay, but nothing crazy with a concrete duper, stone and obsidian farm. The rest is just a bit of crafting and collecting. You already know how it goes. Location, frozen ocean, materials are done. I think it's time for another time lapse. And it's done! There were a few tricky redstone bits at the bottom and I tried to be smart with the water placement so I didn't have to waterlog 7,000 slabs, which was definitely worth it. These flying machines grab a row of ice and push it towards a central location, while the obsidian blob at the bottom poops out XP from some zombified piglins to keep the pickaxe from breaking. I need a lot of ice, so expect more from this in the future, but 30 hours later I acquired over 2 million ice, which I quickly crafted into 100,000 paint and 10,000 blue ice. I also added a stone farm so I could use the same XP farm if I ever want to get a lot of stone. This meant further travel times, but one less XP farm to build, which I see as an absolute win. God damn, I'm absolutely cruising through this and we are already at the last and most simple farm. Cobblestone. Crafting thousands of blocks each day made me realize 120,000 per hour won't cut it anymore, so we're going straight to 1 million. This beast, which looks like a Minecraft rubber band ball, was designed by Feng Bai and is incredibly painful when it comes to building. I think in the end I counted over 200 lava buckets and most of them inside dispensers. It was definitely a challenge getting everything right, but I'm too far ahead already. Let's start simple. Location, starter base, material list. Quite simple actually. For the storage I used a lot of my go-to 6x hopper speed shulkerbox loaders made by Jcraft. Last time lapse of the video, here we go. The farm works nicely and I can't even tell if I've missed a few lava buckets. Keep in mind this footage is from over 4 months ago and don't even ask me about the correct timeline. I work on so many projects at once it's impossible to turn everything into a good chronological YouTube series. It's getting better though, I promise. Next video will be another banger. I don't even have to promise because it's a fact. After reading the comments on previous videos, a single person was nice enough to remind me to show my farms actually running, which you are seeing in the background right now. All farms in this video were new hardcore records, at least for some time. If you're interested, I've actually created a Discord server with a few friends to archive these records, which will be linked in the description. We're actually expanding right now to also cover survival and servers, but it's work in progress. Stats on screen, all schematics in my Discord, and goodbye.